Hello to all and sundry, welcome back to the Great Partition in Europa Universalis 4. I'm Paragon Saber. It's 1791, let's see what the endgame has for us. The very endgame, that is. So it looks like Hainaut has been released again, and Nevers has finally fallen. So I don't know if Brabant finally got tired of him, or what happened over here. I mean, it might have been Lorraine. Lorraine has, they started off, of course, under... I think Provence actually re-established their union over them in the early game. They got free, took Alsace, and then have been able to expand up into here ever since. But yeah, we see Hainaut again, only in their self-named province, and they are transferring trade power to Switzerland. Huh. So Switzerland can lead a trade league. I mean, they are a republic. They become a merchant republic? Yeah, they're just... Yeah, they are a merchant republic. Okay. Also, it looks like Siena was able to take some land from Austria in one of those wars. I believe that would be Brescia and Ferrara. Maybe... Well, I know they need Rome to form Italy. That's, unless the AI has a different requirement there than the player. So, probably won't see AI Italy, but still interesting. I mean, Sardinia only needs Savoy and Nice to form Sardinia-Piedmont. And now we've had an emperor switch. Brabant has lost the emperorship. It is now Austria again. Now we see Prussia backing Norway instead of themselves, but most of the electors, including Bohemia, Cologne, Trier, and Lorraine, all backing Austria now. Though Magdeburg is actually backing the Palatinate, who I didn't know they were still alive. Looks like they might have gotten released in a war. They're not going to be free for long. Okay, so as soon as Austria is able to siege down the likes of Magdeburg and Ravensburg, or Nitra, then that'll be the Palatinate integrated, or perhaps reintegrated, into the Austrian Empire. In this game, we have more of an Austro-Slovenian Empire, don't we? Though they're not officially linked, but they have been allied for a lot of the game. It's been Austria and Nitra Poland. They've been the Catholic bloc of the East. Odiev has been guaranteed by Persia since time immemorial. And Russia has all of the revolutionaries. Come on, revolutionary Russia. It's, a few years ahead of schedule. Hopefully not as violent. They were attacking Wu, it seems. And Lanna is under heavy attack by Khmer. Looks like those Bengali separatists from before did manage to get a few provinces back to them. Bengal is free. Very far behind in tech, but free. There's even more Bengali separatists. Is Khmer going for the mandate? Yes, they are. You go, Khmer. I'd like to see them as perhaps our final emperor. Celestial emperor, that is. And Japan has revolutionaries, but they're striking back at Britain, or perhaps Britain initiated this war and just didn't have their troops in position. Yep. Still, if Great Britain doesn't get some guys over here quickly, Japan will be taking back their homeland. Not that that's a bad thing in the slightest. British Japan would rather this all be the same color. These are too similar for my liking. No rising sun for you, Great Britain. Grr. Maybe Russia was fighting that war against Liang. I seem to recall them being a little bigger. They have pushed down significantly into China now. They have Nanyang, as well as Kaifeng, which is 40 development. That's better than Beijing. Wow. Do I see a permanent claim on this? Okay, so whoever the Celestial Emperor is must have a permanent claim on Beijing. And perhaps all of the Chinese region. Assuming Khmer is able to win this. Where's their army? Khmer. Oh, that is their army. I thought that was Lanaz. Yeah, assuming Khmer is able to win this, maybe I can check and see if those permanent claims switch over to them. I'm sure that's the case. Wouldn't make sense for somebody who's not the Celestial Emperor to have those claims. Eretna has carved out a nice little Anatolian niche for itself. Despite being only allied with the Knights, they haven't drawn the attention of Persia. Maybe I'm jinxing it, who knows? And the revolutionaries are rampaging throughout Russia. Looks like they have about 200,000, just at first glance. But they've got that, I mean, they've got a 71 stack there that can handle any individual revolutionary stack. They've got 50, they've got another 40. Don't think it's going to happen here. Russia should be crushing these. Yep, there's probably going to be, oh, they turned back. Thought they were going to go down here and engage one of these. I mean, the revolutionaries have gotten as far east as Kipchak, almost. Alright. Russia's fine with taking out this revolutionary stack, though. Goodbye to that one. 4 to go. Though Russia's going to have some sieging back to do with forts, and is Moscow... Yep. Moscow has been occupied by him. Meanwhile, the Croatian revolutionaries are just stuck here. Apparently they can't move through Nitra. Things looking pretty quiet here now. I mean, the HRE is really a shell of itself. I guess really the thing that helps them most is the fact that guys like Lubeck are still members. But other than that, it's all, you know, the only normal princes left are Switzerland, Brabant, Hainaut, and Lubeck. Everybody else is either a free city or an elector. The HRE does do a pretty good job of consolidating, though. And, I mean, territory-wise, they're in a lot better shape than they were at this point. You know, they were about dismantled. Notably, Prussia has not added any of these provinces to the HRE. The ones that started in the HRE are still there, but they haven't added anything. We have Marienburg occupied by Bohemia? Did they get a coalition? Must be. Yeah, Prussia instigated that. They won Prague. And Poland came in to defend them, I suppose. They actually have a president. Bohemia actually is revolutionary? They're a constitutional republic. Alrighty. Guess that's not outright revolutionary, but speaking of, looks like Russia's cleared them out. They're not revolutionary. But looks like they might have had to spit out some land to Khalkha, maybe? I don't recall them having this down here. Also, Persia expanded very far into India. They attacked Delhi and took almost down to Delhi itself, which is still only 25 development, despite still being their capital. But, wow. Nicely done, Persia. They haven't had an ally in forever. They've guaranteed Odiev and Khiva for quite a while. And are they attacking Egypt again? They almost look like they're prepping to. Egypt is instead fighting Alodia. Egypt is still ahead in tech, but appears to have lost a battle. Maybe Alodia has better military ideas. They have offensive... Other than that, I mean, they have quantity selected, but no ideas taken in there. Whereas Egypt has both offensive and defensive. Huh. Maybe it was a general thing? 4-4-1, 3-3-2? I don't know. Or maybe Egypt just doesn't have the numbers anymore. Regardless, who initiated this? Was it Egypt or Alodia? Alodia went for it. I mean, Egypt doesn't have any allies anymore, so we'll see what plays out. Morocco's still split in two. Spain must have lost an army or something, because that's a lot of troops being built. Are they at war? Nope, but they do have... they only have a truce with Songhai, who is reduced to... I think this is about what Kanem Bornu starts with, except for... Borno itself is under them as far as... Yeah. Maybe that's more like Yao. I think that might be what Yao starts with. Poland has 90,000 in Sicily. Same war against Prussia? No! They're fighting Venice tonight in Sicily. Someone finally attacking Venice. Yeah, Nitra! Take that land from Venice. Spit out Morea, please. Morea still has cores on this. You can do it. Come on. Or just, I guess you could just release Greece too, but I'd rather see it formed. Interesting how, despite being taken back by a European power, Constantinople is still labeled as Constantiniye. Or Constantiniye? Constantiniye? I'm not sure how that's pronounced in the Turkish. Which is sad. It was, I mean, but Istanbul. Why not call it Istanbul? Not Constantinople. Been a long time gone, Constantinople. Let's see how the Americas are doing. Doubt much has changed. They don't seem to be really all that excited to fight colonial wars against each other over here, that being Spain and Great Britain. They're pretty equal powers. What? Oh, okay, so maybe that sound means that there's a new Celestial Emperor? Regardless, looks like Khmer took it. I thought I'd heard that sound when it had nothing to do with a Celestial Emperor before, though. Regardless, Khmer is now the Celestial Emperor. Let's see if they have all these permanent claims now. Yep, okay. That makes sense. And, yep, looks like Japan won this war against Great Britain. They took back almost all of Honshu, except for Ishigo Uzen and Tajima, Imawi, and Izumo. Nice. And that entire time, they've retained Ainu as a tributary state. Go, Nitra, go. Figured it was only a matter of time before they decided they wanted Dalmatia. Venice does have 44k with a 453 down here, though. Looks to be a little better than Nitra's generals, a 243, a 233. Poland's only got a 1-star, a 412. That's almost rare at this stage. I mean, it's almost 1800. You gotta have some good generals, man. Poland does have a 422 over here, though. And Austria has 253. Is Austria trying to... Oh, wow. So that war earlier was fought against... Austria was trying to take land from the Pope earlier. And the Pope actually got Ancona and Urbino out of the deal. So, good stuff for him. Looks like Sardinia and Switzerland are at war. Rather, Switzerland is at war with Prussia. Okay, so this war between Prussia and Bohemia is a lot bigger than I thought. Lots of people are involved. Hainaut and Bohemia themselves over here trying to siege down Pilsen. Surprised Prussia hasn't upgraded their forts, but maybe the Baltic trade through Danzig hasn't quite been lucrative enough. Regardless, Venice is almost full sieged. Nitra looking to siege down Morea, and there's Corfu that's gone down. Come on, release him. Take Dalmatia and whatever else you want, but release Morea. Do it. They only want Dalmatia and Ragusa. These revolutionaries are just stuck here. Poor guys. The revolution is happening, but only in Vrazden. Looks like the Space Marines won that one. Is Austria involved against Sicily as well? Yeah, Austria is also in this war. It's a little bit of overkill, isn't it, Nitra? I think Nitra could have done it alone. Nitra and Poland can definitely do it. Nitra, Poland, and Austria is just... it's overkill. Let's check the Great Powers. Madurai, interesting. Alright, so Spain in first with 2479, Russia in second with 2266, Great Britain in third with 1910, Persia in fourth with 1678, Austria in fifth with 1386. Then we have Madurai and Gascony very close, and Malaya, all very close to each other at 748, 747, and 740. Seems to be a pretty clear division between your first-rate and second-rate powers in this game. And I mean, there are more in that second-tier group. You could probably put... Poland would be in that group. Lubeck would be in that group. You could arguably put Delhi there. Lana, at least before they lost the mandate, would have been there. You could maybe even think of putting Wu there, but I'm a little iffy on that one. Russia's eating Korea, by the way. Yeah, I think your second-tier powers are pretty much the three bottom great powers, Gascony, Malaya, Madurai. Then you have Poland, Prussia as well, Lubeck, and arguably Lana. Probably not anymore, though. Surprised that Russia and Poland have left Livonia alone. They're guaranteed by Poland, which explains that. And allied to Nitra, but Russia should be jumping on that, in my opinion. For that matter, well, Norway's been allied to Great Britain the entire game. They're also protected by Brabant and Dithmarschen and Prussia. Okay, so it looks like Prussia successfully ate Bohemia. They've gotten Prague. And the only reason this war is not ending is because of this one Sicilian heavy. Because they can't cross the strait, and Austria's navy is blockaded in Gors. Sicily has 10 heavies in total. It's good tactics from the AI. Got that strait blocked off. Prevents Austria and Poland from coming in and actually sieging down Sicily's capital in Syracuse, though the fort in Messina will be doing a good job of that as well. The knights are also involved in this war, but okay, there we go. Yes! Morea is back. Epirus is back. Montenegro is back. Take that, Venice. I've been not nice to you, but you retained your alliances at least. We'll see if, I mean, all it takes... no, sorry. All it takes is Morea to attack and defeat Epirus, and we'll see the AI form Greece, I think. They need... I know they need the Peloponnese. I know they need Naxos. I know they need Epirus itself. They might need Corfu. Can't remember. Might need Thessaly, too. But those are... Oh, wow. Epirus got a 461. Good general. Morea only got a 133. I think alliances will be what makes this new conflict. It's 1800 now. The 19th century has dawned, and there's only 21 years, well, closer to 20, left in the game. Looks like Spain is fighting Egypt, as is Gascony. Yep, so only Gascony against Egypt this time. Gascony going it alone. Never mind. Looks like they've peaced out. Was it another colonial war? Have they taken one more province over here? No. Gascony actually has taken all of this, all of these former Egyptian colonies over here, have not taken western Papua New Guinea from them, but a lot of colonies taken over there. And Gascony did at one point take these from Tidor as well. And Sulu is pretty established in the Philippines right now. Still don't know where that tag comes from. Brunei still does have the northernmost portions of the Philippines, though, as well as Taiwan, which I believe Ligor actually had this, but Brunei has taken it. And there's Lan Nan revolutionaries. Still, I'm not expecting any country to actually go revolutionary now. We've seen too many times where it looked like the revolutionaries had it, they were winning, and then they just disappeared. So either that has something to do with like the country acceding to the revolutionaries but not actually adopting a revolutionary government, or it just can't happen while I'm in observer mode. Looks like both Persia and Poland are fighting Russia. Poland is called in Austria, but notably not Nitra. But both of these wars started by Russia's enemies. Okay, so maybe I stand corrected. It could just be that, in this case, like, we see Russia is a federal republic. So I'm guessing the revolutionaries did enforce their demands. They just don't show up as a revolution target. I think Lubeck was a republic anyways. We also saw revolutionaries in Lorraine. Did they enforce? Also a republic? Okay, so yeah, we've got... The revolutionaries have been more successful than I thought. A lot of these nations, including Russia, have flipped republic. They just haven't become revolutionary targets. I always thought that the first nation to flip revolutionary became a revolution target, but I might be sorely mistaken. And then there's Croatia. Their revolutionaries just... they're relaxing. They'll probably be there for the rest of the game. If I were a betting man, I might put money on it. Didn't actually look. What is Spain fighting Egypt for? It's an outright imperialist war by Spain. Guess they might want to take these provinces. And Kilwa also jumping on this as well. Is Alodia going to have a turn? No, because they still have a truce for another year and a half. That's rough. Oh dear. So, Great Britain has colonized up into Rukwa, now borders both Cuba and Burundi, and looks like the Great Lakes region might be finally taken over. They lasted pretty long. They didn't get... they didn't border anybody before now. But yeah, Great Britain is at war with probably Burundi, Nakor, and Cuba. Nope, just Cuba and Nakor. They're allied with each other. Fair enough. Looks like Khmer is losing mandate. They have taken over Sukhothai's tributary status from Lan Na and do have Dali as well. But the fact that they border both Lan Na and Wu, and it might even count with the sea tiles as them bordering Malaya. Don't think so, though. They'd need to force tributary status on one of these two if they wanted to actually gain mandate. I think they will be able to retain the Celestial Emperorship into the end of the game, but I might be mistaken. Wu might take it back. I think that'd be the third Wu Celestial Emperorship. And I'm sure Japan will be wanting to take the rest of their home islands from Great Britain once their truce is over in 1808. But Great Britain can fight abroad. I mean, right now they're They have 100,000 guys in East Africa. And, oh boy. Ooh, that's some rough name placement there, Egypt. 2/5 of your name is within somebody else's province. And I think Alodia has made some gains at Egypt's expense at some point. I seem to recall Egypt having Beha. Perhaps Berber. Okay, they definitely had Berber. They have a core. And yeah, so Alodia has taken some things from Egypt, just not very much. And Ethiopia's alive! Allied with Nakor and guaranteed by Alodia. I think the latter thing is what's keeping them alive. Cuba can come at them with 43 guys, and looks like they're getting up to 50 there, and they are on Tech 29. I mean, Great Britain has Tech 31, that is a pretty big difference, but it's not like Cuba is trying to, you know, I'm pretty sure Iceland is probably on like Tech 22. What about Sakalava? Sakalava's on 29. The Maldives might even be at like 19, maybe 20, 21. It's rough being on an island. Except maybe Gotland. How is Mazovia doing on tech? Mazovia... Yeah, Mazovia's on tech 30. So it looks like institutions can get things like Bornholm and Gotland fine. It's guys like the Maldives and Iceland and those types that have issues with tech. Yeah, Iceland's on tech 23. They've been kind of isolated from the world for a while. Come on, Maria. You can do it. Ally Odiev or something. Form Greece. Do it. I guess Epirus could do it too. Anything from Montenegro? Montenegro has just peace vassalized by Nitra, I think. There's a change in Holy Roman Emperorship. Still Austria. And they've lost a couple of electors. Looks like... So Trier's still about, and Lorraine is still about. I believe Magdeburg was an elector. They're gone now. And I think was Holland an elector at some point? Anyways, we'll see if Austria wants to appoint Brabant or Lubeck or Hainaut or Switzerland, or if he just wants to let the imperial authority go. Oh, poor imperial authority for them. And yeah, Khmer lost a bunch of mandate because, Empire of China in name. I'm not sure what that means. Is it something that has to do with the fact that they don't have any provinces in the Chinese region? Because, I mean, I know Ming starts out with... this is Hong Kong, right? You know, I know Ming starts out with those. So that'd be in the Chinese region. It looks like just something else to look up. So this is the state of the world in the year 1805. I mean... when a player plays, it's generally a little bit less partition than this. I think for a Great Partition, this looks pretty good. I mean, there's obviously some border gore, but, you know, who's going to see Eretna in 1805? Who's going to see Odiev, usually in 1805? You know, you could say the same for Livonia, or... Gascony. So, yeah. Or Madurai. So yeah, I like this. This has gone pretty darn well in my estimation. I still wish I'd kept my old saves. I mean, in 1770 we had some wacky things going on. I'd mentioned that fun with Theodoro, but Poland had taken quite a bit from Russia, up even to Novgorod. Also, Odeyev has come into possession of Tula somehow. Persia had a lot of this territory. Just a bunch of fun stuff. Anyways, there's the timer. Thank you all for watching. This has been the Great Partition, and I've been Paragon Saber. Have a good one.